police officer shot in York County, Pennsylvania, about an hour outside Lancaster near the Maryland state line. There is late word coming in tonight. At least 3 officers are dead. Law enforcement officials telling ABC News police were serving a warrant when the gunman opened fire. There is also news coming in on the suspect. Schools and residents told to shelter in place. Governor Josh Shapiro is on the scene at this hour. ABC's Wade Johnson leading us off.
Tonight, a swarm of law enforcement descending on this Pennsylvania neighborhood an hour outside Harrisburg. After multiple officers were shot and at least 3 were killed while serving a warrant.
Final officer down, please. We have 1 officer down.
At least 2 officers transported to a nearby hospital. Emergency crews seen here loading a person into a medevac helicopter. The hospital saying both are in serious condition, adding that they've enhanced their security protocols. The first emergency calls coming in just after 2 this afternoon. Shots fired in a rural area, North Codorus Township.
We're got another officer that's going to be ground transported.
Nearby residents and schools told to shelter in place. Dave Miller lives across the street.
I heard the gunshots, many gunshots, and I saw an officer go down on the road.
Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro joining authorities.
This is an absolutely tragic and devastating day for York County and for the entire Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. We grieve for the loss of life, for 3 precious souls who served this county, served this Commonwealth, and served this country.
And David, the FBI is also on the ground providing assistance, and late today authorities have now confirmed the shooter is dead. David.
Wade Johnson leading us off on the breaking news tonight. We appreciate it.
You see? It's going to be a lot more killing. Because the prejudiced people, and even the good white folks, is letting the prejudiced people do what they want to do. I understand that you may be scared of the prejudiced people and the people, because you know they'll kill people. I understand that. But you willing to give up on America for over 400 years, you're willing to give up when all the other generation fought for democracy, when all the other generation fought for freedom. All you got to do is go to Arlington Cemetery and just go out there and look across at all those crosses where people died to keep this country intact. They keep this country with the largest economy in the world. Our economy is like $7 trillion larger than the second economy, which is China. China's like 17 trillion. America's like 26 trillion. And we got people here hungry. We got people here that can't go to the doctor. We got more people locked up in prison and jail than any other country. We are educated people. The richest country in the world. By at least $7 trillion than the second one behind us. And we got people sleeping on the streets. People that can't feed their families. People that's hungry. People that's flat out being mistreated. With all that money, you got Elon Musk. You got Warren Buffett. You got Jeff Bezos. You got 4 or 5 multi-billionaires. Elon Musk is getting ready to be a trillionaire. You got those 4 or 5 people is bigger than 5 or 6 other countries. And people is sleeping on the street. They don't even want people to go to the nursing home, taking away Medicaid just because they can't afford it. Taking away free lunch from children because you know a lot of immigrants and minorities need that help. You ready to starve your own poor white people just to punish black and brown people. Just think how cruel this country is. And they talking about they love Jesus. Talking about they love God. That's the biggest joke ever been told in America. I told you before, you need to take in God we trust off that money. No, you need to put in money we trust, in power we trust, in cruelty we trust. Because you sure ain't following no Christ. People should have been, Generation Paul should have told you that. I'm sure people told you. You just didn't want to hear them because you want to do what you want to do. You care more about money and about power. All you doing is hoarding God's stuff. Everything that you need, God is the one that makes it, and you just take it. Take it from the people that need it. Take it from the people that deserve it. Everything you need to survive, it ain't made by you. Air ain't made by you. Water ain't made by you. You know the formula, and you can't make water from nothing. You can't make water come out the sky. Diamonds and pearls, God made that. Oyster make a pearl with sand. Gold is in the ground. Anybody can dig with a hoe or a shovel and get the gold. All you gotta do is put it in fire. The more heat you put to it, the purer it becomes. Diamond, all it is a clear rock that's been pressed down so much that it becomes strong. You can cut glass with it. So everything that you need, God made it. Man can't, everything that you need to live, man can't make. Man can't make a seed to grow an apple. Man can't do that. He can transplant stuff, but he can't walk into a room without a seed and walk out with a seed. God, man can't take a rock and compress it so hard, it turns into gold, and it turns into diamond, and it turns into platinum. Man can't do that. Man ain't got no equipment to do that. Look, man can't make a sun to light up the whole universe. Man can't do that. Man can't make the sun and the moon and the stars. Man can't do that. But he want to take the rights away from the people that God has no respect for person. He want to take away the right. He want to put a fence around the river or a fence around the lake. And then he want to put signs up there and say, no trespass. He want to take God's property that he gave to everybody, and he want to put his name on it, and he want to put a fence around it so he can make sure that people can starve and they can't eat unless they come by from him, like Tyson Food, or Smithfield, or Shell, or Texaco, or Arco, or Big Pharma. They all is taking God's stuff that God made for everybody, and they putting patent and rights to it while other people can't use it. That ain't godly. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. See, the people know now, the minorities, black and brown, they know that the law and the Constitution is not on their side. They know that the Supreme Court is not on their side. They know that the Justice Department, the Department of Defense, the Department of Homeland Security, they know that that those people are no longer on their side. They done made their commitment to commit to their God, Donald J. Trump. So a lot of people is gonna shoot cops down. A lot of National Guard, your sons and your daughter. When you go into these neighborhoods, when that neighborhood ain't doing nothing against the government, they ain't doing nothing. They may be killing each other in their community, but they ain't doing nothing against the government. They ain't doing nothing against the Constitution. They're gonna lay the hammer down because they know the Supreme Court is not on their side. They know that the Defense Department is not on their side. Or the Justice Department, or the FBI, or Homeland Security. We know that they are not on it. They with the white national. They know that. Just like the man today that killed the 3 police. He's there. He knew he was gonna die, but he made a decision. Ain't nobody gonna step on me. Ain't nobody that's gonna do me wrong. Yeah, I may have a warrant, I may have this, but it don't deserve all of what they doing. I'm a human being. A lot of people feel like that. That's what made me want to do social media back in October. I had never did social media, but I saw the storm coming. I saw where our own government that use our tax dollars, the military and the court system that we pay. I watched them on November 5th vote for a man that they know had just got convicted of 34 felonies. They voted for a man that just been twice impeached in his first term. They voted for a man that had just got convicted of sexual assault. You re-elected a man that had been convicted, his companies, of fraud, of defrauding the people in New York. You seen them vote for a man that they knew, that they said is a good businessman, that filed with the company 6 bankruptcies. They knew they was voting for the devil. The people is tired. The people is fed up. The people's gonna fight this thing all the way to the end because we know what that devil will do. You cannot sit down on that devil. We know what you would do. You did it to Spain. You did it to Britain. You even fought the Civil War. You did it to the Mexicans. You did it to the Native Americans. Nobody believed that you won't try it again. There's going to be a whole bunch of killing. That's what you voted for. That's what you voted for. But you only 10% of the world population. You're going to lose in the end, but that's what you voted for. You're going to get the worst whooping you ever thought that you could ever achieve upon you. But that's what you wanted because that's the only thing that you understand. That's the only thing you understand. The Bible tells you the battle of Armageddon is a great battle. When people is fed up, people can't buy a car because it's too high. People can't buy a house because it's too expensive. The rent is too high. The medical care is too high. Everything is too high. Just like Russia and Ukraine. This is the same thing that Russia did to Ukraine. And America is going to get the same thing that Russia got. They're going to get the same thing. The people's going to fight for their freedom. The people's going to fight for their rights. You don't got no more rights than anybody else. Welcome to the party. That's what you want, right? You want to be annihilated by the world black and brown population, right? What you going to do? Commit suicide using the nuclear weapon on yourself as well as others? Is that your plan? That's the end you're looking for, right? Because ain't no way black and brown people going to surrender. No. God don't want us to surrender. God don't want us to stop. They coming after us. We don't have to retreat. We don't have to go to the left or we don't have to go to the right. The Bible said, as long as you let Jesus lead and guide you, all you got to do is keep on pressing forward towards the mark of the high calling which is in Christ Jesus.